Also like this and share it. Share it with your audience, with your pages. Instagram, what's up? Hope you guys are on and ready. Bring on this big energy, this big love, these big vibes. And I want to get down to brass tacks, to substance tonight, to solution tonight. I want to start, as people are coming in, I'm going to start early. I'm going to just go with the vibe and the spirit. What's that, Gene? You good? Good. For the last 4.5 going on 5 months, I've been since August 9th, I had emergency surgeries. Some of you guys have saw that on Instagram or Facebook. And emergency surgery caused me to have, from a disease called diverticulitis, caused me to have an ostomy bag for my bowel movements. And I lost weight, lost energy. At the same time, my wife was pregnant, right? This is part of my 2020 survival story. And in that, there was heavy smear campaigns, reputational attacks, and trolling, right? On me, my last name, my wife, our brands, our companies, and all that. And God literally told us to be silent. Like, we fighters, we warriors, we shut stuff down. But God said, be silent, and it was a time for me to rest. So this is like 4.5, 5 months of rest that I allowed our family, essentially, and our brands and our legacy, all that we worked for, to be punching bags. And just to take it, and just straight taking a high road and allowing all the child's play to go on Instagram. And we're going to learn so much in this word and this lesson tonight. As I'm coming out of my rest period, I'm coming through healing, and God is literally taking off the muzzle from me. You guys see I've been silent. I've been very quiet. And I've been silent because I've been resting. I've been silent because I'm soft. My wife's been silent because she was nurturing our newest heir, Kobe Milan Morrison. Not because my wife is soft or we're some punks over here at the Morrison clan or in the Morrison group of companies. But it was just time to be silent and time to rest. But in that, we've had such amazing spiritual growth, such evolution, and some things I got to share to you all. So everybody hop on in, share this, like this, all that. I assume there'll be an army of trolls, right? We're going to talk about that in a second, because look how they're spending their energy. There's some kingdom principles. There's some like core principles in our community that I've learned to separate those who, everybody is of my race is not of my community. My community, we don't waste time and do things like spending our time trolling or doing child's play or attacking people or doing antics and all of that. We're really grown people on some real grown people build. And I want to talk about that. So as people come in and they do the little slick trolling and all that, we got a message and a lesson for them, because even they will learn through this, because they're going to stay on and you got to listen and you're going to have to hear some truth. Even in that. So stay on and troll, but you're going to hear some truth while you're at it. So check this out. I want to give you guys a quick backstory on my purpose and my calling. My calling started in 2012. God said, take care of my people, I take care of you, and bring my people closer to me. And by 2015, I had learned more, became some more socially conscious, and became a Malcolmite in essence, and took Malcolm X's diagnosis of our community, that we suffer from political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. And I wrote a book in 2017 called The Solution that broke down my antidote to Malcolm's diagnosis of how we solve the issues in our community of being politically oppressed, of being economically exploited, and being socially degraded, or practicing self-degradation socially, how we disrespect and hate ourselves, right? So in that, I'm going to use my words, but I just want to illustrate to you some of my works of like what journey that Jay Morrison's been on, this man in front of you, like what I've actually been doing in real life. I use the term in real life because you got internet men, and then you got kingdom men, and you got king men and queen men. And my community is not internet people who just do internet things for internet attention and internet clout, but who actually do kingdom things for building and progression and of higher frequency, higher energy, and live by certain principles and certain laws, certain rules. So in the solution piece, I just want to break down a couple of things for us. Gene's going to move the camera. I'm going to break down a couple of things for us. In the solution piece, I said if we're going to reverse our diagnosis of being politically oppressed, we got to have political power, right? So outside of multiple acts of activism I'll talk about in a second, this past year, I wrote a blueprint for a Black Unity Day, a Black Vote Day, and this past year we took steps towards that, and we launched the Black Rights Party. The Black Rights Party was literally a PAC, a political action committee, that we literally had filed with the government on track to be our own political party for Black people. In the first month of that, we launched in late June, early July. The first month of that we went through heavy attacks, right? But we did take steps. I didn't talk about it. We didn't theorize and blog and troll about it. Oh, you guys should be, and why don't y'all, and why don't you? We literally went out and we took the first step for a political action committee to have our own Black Rights Party, a party not Democrat, not Republican, and not held to them, but for our own interests. This is just me using my intellect, my gifts, my hustle, my grit to try to do things that solve issues for our community, not to talk about it. So unity, justice, and repair was the order. Justice. We needed economic justice and we needed political justice. So I've done all types of economic and political activism. All types of activism. The Tulsa Real Estate Fund. That was a group economics play, right? To give us a blueprint and an example how to practice mass level group economics for us to be able to go out, end our economic exploitation, control our own dollars, create our own institutions, owned for us and by us. That model is just 2 years old, and yes, dividend day is on the way, but that model is 2 years old. But even in Tulsa, from the moment we launched, before our first ever dollar brought in, we again were attacked. Attacked. By our own people, not by white supremacists, not by white nationalists, not by the good old boys, by our own people, right? So we started a political action committee, attacked. We started a group economics fund, attacked. We've been on the front line in all over the country in political activism, fighting for justice, for human rights, and all that for our people, right? That's on the justice side. And then repair. Like, what efforts and stuff can we do to help repair our people? So we created an African American repair curriculum, launched that last year, a totally free curriculum, 30-point curriculum for the repair of our people, right? So we launched the ARC. Great. Since 2014, the J. Morrison Academy offering affordable wealth education. Before COVID and everybody became gurus, coaches, and influencers, since 2014, we've been educating all over the country, including 65 corner classes in 32 cities in the hood, teaching for free on the corner. Yes, that was us. Over 30 hip-hop to homeowners, high school, and prison classes, going to juvenile detention centers, teaching this since 2012, right? This is just our works, off our heart and off our calling and off our purpose, right? This is part of what we've been doing in real life. Not just like last year, not in 2 years since it's been cool, not as a business model. This is just what we've been doing, right? In real life, on the repair side. The ARC, the J and May. You got Treff up here. On the repair side, leading by example. That's the biggest piece of what I think we've brought to the table in regards to especially our social repair. And that's going to lead into what I want to talk about tonight. If anybody wants to join us on a solution mission, here's a number you can text to join our private community in regards to executing the solution. I just wanted to give context. I'm not, what I've learned in my journey is it's not about me, it's not about my ego. I'm not trying to be like, yo, I'm the greatest black superhero. Nah, it's none of that. All I'm saying is that I've consistently and constantly tried to contribute towards our solution and tried to lead in that regard. But here's what I found. We can't do nothing together until we solve this self-degradation piece, until black men, especially as leaders in our community, get control of and get dominion over their emotions. I've been mentoring since 2012, y'all. There's literally people on the gram that's like, yo, you came to my high school, St. Patrick's High School in 2012. I'm now like 25, 26 years old and bought my first two-family. I've been mentoring on Rikers Island and make the real estate program. Like my point is, I'm not boasting about what I've done. I'm telling you the level of exposure that I've had all throughout our community. Young men, women, Section 8, military, whatever, right? So I've exposed myself to so many people. I didn't grow up with them. They're not my day ones. They just look like me. So I call them my community. But what I'm learning is that all those skin folk ain't my kinfolk. They're not of my community. Because there's certain principles and things that I live by that I'm willing, because I believe iron sharpens iron. So I'm always willing to try to sharpen some other iron or groom some wood up to be iron one day. But when wood does not transform the iron, and iron's trying to sharpen wood, it's going to cut and it's going to hurt. So what I've learned during this journey of mentoring, I'm talking about, and not just mentoring, but employing dozens of people. I've employed over nearly at least 100 people during this 10 plus year business career, not to mention my former business career, even before I got into this phase of solution and activism, right? I've mentored tens and hundreds of thousands of people virtually, and tens of thousands and thousands personally. So through that, I want to talk about my reputation, my family reputation, and our legacy. And I want to tell you about some core values and principles that we stand by. So, there's been an active campaign to put smut on our name, to put smear on our name. I'm going to tell you this. What I don't do is contradict myself in the love I have for my people. But I'm going to tell you about what's wrong with our people and why we can't come together. This is what's going, there's no repair in sight if we can't learn how to have discourse with each other, to hold grievance with each other, and do it in the proper way, and do it in the kingly or queenly way. There's no repair in sight. We're just done. We're just a bunch of people with a bunch of brands getting whatever money we can get and going back to our houses. I'm like you. But in all my flaws, let me tell you this. I don't do anything malicious to hurt other people. I damn sure don't steal from other people. I don't manipulate other people. And if ever I wrong other people, I'm always willing to reconcile. I'm always willing to hold atonement. We can take it a little more urban. I'm always willing to square it up. So for every troll, Instagram man, the child's play, the 40-year-old men acting like little boys, for all of them, not one can tell you they've ever had an in-person conversation with me, a dialogue to solve something up with a rational mind, and I ran. I didn't take the call. I egged them. I was ignorant. I wasn't open to atonement or reconciliation. It's not my character. That's them. So what I'm saying is this. All of us are going to be flawed. People in business who may have worked for me or partnered with me, I'm not saying this pertains to any one person. I'm just being transparent about my shit, about my stuff. People may say, yo, Jay's really aggressive. I am. I'm a beast. This is how I was bred. I had to grind my way out of nothing. From poverty, from the streets, from prison, from college education, from bankruptcy, from everything. I take my brand and my business serious. Sometimes it's a little too intense for people. Maybe I'm too aggressive with people. Maybe I'm not nice enough. Maybe I don't think about people's interest enough or whatever it is, right? So there could be flaws that I take my accountability for and I improve myself. But guess what? Those flaws are never malicious. It's just who I am as a person. We may have personality conflict, but as someone may have a grievance or something to say about me anywhere online or anywhere in your home or anywhere in your circle, anybody that has a grievance or is saying something about me, I can tell you for a fact that none of them can say that they came to the table with me first to handle their grievance. What we got these days is we got these internet men, these Insta men. You got these Insta men out here that find that a grievance is brought to the public because it gets more attention or more whatever it is. I don't even know what goes on other people's mind. But people rather be internet men and Insta men versus being king men. Kingdom principles, kingman principles, is if your brother offends you, you bring it to your brother first before you bring it to the public or anybody else. What I'm saying is this: for our community to ever have resolve, you have people that form these whole groups to talk about me and theorize what they think. I've mentored men from like every freaking state. There's a guy I mentored. I took on tour with me. He then saw what I did and said, you know what, I could do that. And I'm not talking about Will Roundtree. I'm talking about my brother. I'm talking about my brothers in our situation in a second. But this guy then broke our contract and went and did his own thing. Cool. He then tried to steal or recruit one of my employees. Although my contract with my employee says there's a no compete of doing business with somebody that we previously were just in business with. My employee, who was one of my mentees, somebody I mentored for a few years, sat in my crib and cursed me out and said, "The hell with your contract, sue me then." I was about to go off, and then I'm like, yo, I'm the big bro here. I gotta take the higher road. He stormed out. We went by the elevator. I'm about to say F it and let him go, because that's usually my posture. I will tell you. Usually Morrison's character and principle is I'm down to be the healer of all relationships. They can talk, they can troll, they can get attention, they can use me as their marketing campaign. My name is always in their titles because that's where the attention goes. I'm a draw. But I'm always down to be a healer, even to those who have disrespected me and my wife to the utmost. I can apologize for being too tough on them, knowing they're traumatized. I can apologize for not loving on them unconditionally enough. Not that I stole from them, not that I wronged them. I'm going to get to that in a second. So anyway, my protege storms out. I go follow him, and I have the tough conversation. Bro, we shouldn't be beefing like this, blah, 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 blah. He ended up apologizing to me. We literally hugged it out. He admitted he was in the wrong. Same King sat in my office right by this red chair not too long ago, and we built. I said, "King, we good?" "Yeah, we good." All that. He tells me we're good. Come to find out, I hear through 3 people through the grapevine, we're not so good. He has a problem with me. He doesn't want to tell them what it is, hasn't told me what it is, but he has a problem. So then he goes and comments, and he does little, instrument stuff. Okay, the guy that recruited him, older than me, he admitted his wrong to me in my truck, apologized, had dinner with me, said, "King, I'm wrong, my bad. My wife told me I need to communicate better." He then doesn't take my calls and does Insta stuff. And I'm not saying their names because I'm not trying to degrade them. I'm using this as an example. As kings, y'all wrong. If you ever called me your brother, but you had an issue or grievance with me, and you couldn't bring it to me directly to help me and to help you, you're wrong. Even if I'm secondly wrong because I looked at you wrong, or I cursed at you, or I was aggressive, or I was unfair in negotiation, or whatever you thought. Even if I was secondly wrong, if you never brought that to me, but talked slick about me outside, or brought it to public, even through subliminal, King, that's not real man principles. Not in my community. From where you're from, y'all have that community. Y'all lead that wave and that movement. That ain't my wave. My wave is real men and real women who want a solution, who want repair, who want out of this mess that we're in, and is willing to be big enough to say, "I'm sorry, I apologize, can we talk?" Or, "You know what, I'm not sorry, I don't apologize, I think you're wrong, but let's talk about it first. And if we can't solve it that way, then let's mediate it. And if we can't solve it through mediate it, then let's litigate it." But all the clown stuff is clown stuff. It's clown kings. It's not real man principles. It's not. Y'all wrong. And I have no problem saying when I'm wrong. And if black men and black women can get to that point of emotional maturity, having dominion, control over our emotions, we win. We can have any political party, any fund. Listen, all them bloggers with all of this Jay Morrison is scam, Jay Morrison survived, Jay Morrison, whatever, I've invited all of them to come sit down, bro. You can just pulled up. And be like, "Jay, you for real? Are you really real? Well, what's this? Why you do this?" Y'all not really trying to build. Y'all trying to get attention off somebody that brought his purpose to the forefront, sacrificed his life, reputation, and freedom for our people, and you're trying to get momentum off the wave, off my light. But the light isn't the light that I created. It's the light that was gifted me. Trying to get points off my anointment, off my calling, off my oil. You're not trying to build. You're not trying to have repair. Second point. The key agitator. The mischief maker. Who thinks it's cool to make mischief as a grown-ass man. The same king that's been on a year tirade who thinks it's cool to disrespect my 7-month pregnant wife. The same king I invited over the phone and through Instagram without mentioning his name, because I don't like mentioning men's name on social media because it goes against my freaking principles. It goes against my principles to do little diss stuff like that's not who I am, and I haven't had the conversation with you first. Or there's been no real resolve. And I definitely wasn't giving him no more clout because he built his whole brand off of me. The most relevant thing he's ever been known for is me. We all know this. The same king. I said, King, come to the Black House, 3015 R. Martin Street. Let's have a one-on-one conversation, me and you. Even the Bible says in Mark 15:18, if you have a grievance with your brother sins against you, go to your brother first and alone. I said, King, come alone and let's build. Because I know you can't look me in the eyes and tell me I stole from you, because you and I both know I didn't steal from you. You only can say it as an antic into the gram and to everybody else. You can't stand there with me in a room by ourselves and tell me that, because you're hard to be beaten, because you know you're fucking lying. Period. Never stole from you. Now, if we have a disagreement about how much you should get paid out, or you think this much, I think that much, then we got to settle that disagreement. That's not stealing. That's a mediation, which I called for. That's a litigation, which I called for first. Because we couldn't get to resolve a reconciliation because you couldn't sit down with me. You could make a whole campaign that then went to your email funnel to sell more courses, but you couldn't sit down with me. January 30th, 2020, go to my Instagram. I invited the king and even offered, as a man, not an Insta man, not an internet man, as a king man. I invited this man one-on-one to come sit with me and offered to pay for his travel. See, I come from a world of real men with real consequences. I don't know about these guys from Knoxville, North Carolina, fronting to be from a big city. I don't know about these other values and other principles. I come from a place where my father, my sister, my mother, my grandmother, there's certain things you couldn't do or the family will look at you weird. I couldn't go online calling no black women bitches. I'm a grown man. I run my own household, make my own money and all that. But I couldn't go online calling another pregnant black woman a bitch because of how my daughter, my sister, my grandmother, my mom would look at me. She disowned me. My mama disowned me. I go out online as a 40-year-old man calling a pregnant black woman. The man that I mentored, the man that I showed for the first time how to teach on a whiteboard, the man that I showed and gave the tips on a tailored suit, the man that I poured into, and he poured back into me. I'm not taking credit for success. But my brother never had a conversation with me, and I called him multiple times. DM'd him left on scene. He only answered back when my wife texted him. But my brother could make an announcement through his lawyer. My brother could make an announcement on Instagram. My brother could make an announcement to his email list, but couldn't call his brother. He called his big homie, his leader, his hero, his mentor, his partner. His words, not mine. I didn't make him say that. I didn't pay him to say that. And I don't even mind if my brother went ghost. If my brother elevated and excelled, he should excel. He should leave the brand. He should leave the tree. And even if he gave me no credit for doing nothing in his life, fine, I eat it. I'm a big man. But to bring a man who's been a key agitator against this solution movement we've been living and breathing, and who you know openly disrespected my pregnant wife, and to show that man respect and regard, and show total disregard for the several-year relationship we built, that's not king principles. Even if Jay Morrison was wrong somewhere, and I don't even know my wrong because my brother ain't even called me and tell me, all I know last we talked, we was cool. Hey, bro, we cool? Yeah, we cool. I just want to be a better entrepreneur, a bigger entrepreneur, do my own thing. All right, cool. Hey, Cole, hey, bros, link up. All right, 1 second. And I'm going to stop there because I don't like getting in a personal business online when I can't talk to my brother. But I called my brother yesterday. No answer. I do the one-on-one conversations. I do the real man work. But outside of my personal stuff, as a community, some of y'all with that community over there, y'all like that mischief stuff. Y'all like that destroying stuff. You like wallowing in our misery and degradation. Y'all like that. But for some of us, and but mind you, every man that I mentioned previously, we all can link up. They all can talk to me. We all can build still in real life. They don't even got to go to the brand. They can just call me, yo, Jay, pull up, link up. I want to get it off my chest. Bro, if we do that, we all win. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. Sis, we can do that. Every person you've seen disrespect, my wife may not agree, because she ain't feeling some of y'all ever. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. My wife, she working on her grace. Keeping it 100. But every man and woman that's disrespected Jay Morrison, the Morrison family name, has called me a fraud, scam, thief, and whatever, which is not true. There's no evidence of that. Went through 2 FBI, DOJ, SEC investigation, no findings, no enforcement action. Come on. But call me a thief. Y'all foolish. Y'all childish. But nevertheless, your brother, I will still sit down with you. That's leading by example. I'll still atone with you. I still will reconcile. I'll still have the conversation. I'll still pick up the phone. That's how we win as a community. If all we can do is beef and take it online to troll for more attention, to get more followers and put them into our email funnels to sell more courses, yo, whack for that. That's corny. I'm calling it out. I'm showing y'all what a real man, a real leader looks like. A real man, a king man, not an Insta man, does not go address a grievance publicly that he cannot, through immaturity, through cowardice, through pride, through ego, or whatever, could not bring to his brother first. That's not principles in my community. The community in which I serve and I lead. That's not, I don't want y'all until y'all ready to adopt some kingdom principles. So we drawing the line in the sand. We not with the immature stuff. That's corny. Then you can't go out and be like fake, nice, nasty, like, yeah, I got no issue, there's no grievance, it's no problem, it's all love, but then align and collaborate with wickedness. With the opposite, you're contradicting yourself. And then making little subliminals and like come on, yo, we grown. I'm 40 years old. Most of y'all 30s or 40s. We're not 17-year-old boys. What kind of example is that setting for our sons and our daughters and the young men coming up? If 30 and 40-year-old and 50-year-old men are trolling online because of cowardice or immaturity or lack of dominion over your emotion that you can't pick up the phone, bro, y'all wrong. And I'm saying that. Period. And guess what? Anywhere that I'm wrong, I'd love for you to tell me about it so I could grow and I could build. And I have been doing that. I always do that. I evaluate every day. I eliminate my bad habits, people, places, and things that don't serve God and don't serve my purpose. I evolve to a newer, better me. And I execute. Evaluate, eliminate, evolve, execute. I always do it. So what I found during my journey is I pour into all these men especially. Come on, bro. Come on, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Here's what I know. Here's my platform. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. They may not like what they see after several years, or after they got what they wanted. I might begin. Whatever. Everybody ain't gotta like me. I don't gotta like everybody, but there's a certain way we can handle our dislike. I'm not gonna mischievously or maliciously do anything to any of our people. Not intentionally. And if I did it accidentally, you gotta put my card on it. So I can know it, so I can grow. And I'm gonna do the same for you. That's growth, that's solutions, that's real kingmanship and queen womanship. That's the message I want to give us tonight. It's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. But how could we ever grow when I never tell you how you may have offended me, but I can allude to it online that you did something offensive and smear your reputation, or have provocateurs and agitators on, like, bro, y'all play on my legacy and my last name. And I told you, I've been quiet for 4.5, 5 months. Passing bowels through a bag, through a rest period. But don't take my recovery, my silence like I'm soft. I'm not soft. And the Jay Morrison y'all all know and know. I'm not the guy. And I gave everybody a pass. And I pray for y'all and I forgive y'all when we reconcile with y'all, but y'all not going to just keep using me and my family and my wife and my daughter and our last name like we some punching bag. Trolls and all. All I'm going to do is call you out for what you are. You're a mischief maker. You're an agitator. You're a provocateur. You're a distractor. You're a devil in the flesh. You're using your energy to destroy rather than build. And a brother right here telling you, I'm always about building. So therefore, what do you got to say? All you got to say about Jay, but did you say it to Jay? To everyone that believes in this ideology, when you see somebody trolling me or trolling another person in our community, not their community, in our community, the one that stands on principles, like grandmama principles, like we don't disrespect pregnant black women. We don't disrespect black women, period. And if we do as a mistake, we atone for it, we reconcile for it, and we don't do it again. I'm not saying I never disrespected a black woman, I have. Hella times. But it's all part of my reconciliation. It's not about me saying I'm perfect. But my point is, as y'all see the BS, the child's play, the insta-men, y'all got to call them out. When they say something about somebody, you just ask them back. Did you say it to their face? Did you say it to them personally? Did you try for reconciliation? Ask them on the gram. Did you have the conversation first? Did you have the conversation first, man? King? Or was the gram a better platform for you? I'm not talking about my brother Will right now. I'm talking holistically. Or was the gram a better platform for you because it boosted your ego and pride? Or it gave you more juice and momentum and bravado and balls to be able to say it publicly rather than one-on-one with another man? Y'all got to check yourself on that. And same goes for our queens. Got to be able to do the same thing. Stop gossiping. Stop beefing with another queen. Stop spreading with another queen or king. And have the conversation first. Sister, you offended me. Imagine if every black person could have that conversation first. Before gossip, before retaliation, before vengeance. Brother, without ignorance though. You can't say you offended me, but in your mind, you don't want to hear nothing I got to say. How can we build if you don't hear nothing I got to say? So you had the conversation first, but you were not open for any kind of reconciliation. You did not have dominion over your emotions. And if we can't do that as a community, we can't win as a community. Ain't no black rights party or black anything party. Ain't no group economics. Ain't no funds. Ain't no justice. Ain't no repair if we can control our goddamn emotions and have proper relationship with one another. That's a fact. That's the biggest thing holding our community down. If every black man and woman could simply say, first, before the BS, take a breather, reel in your emotions, reel in your ego, reel in your pride. Give yourself a boost in the back if you're a little cowardice. And go have a conversation first with somebody and say, brother, sister, you offended me. Like that hurt. Like I wasn't feeling that. Or you shorted me. What's up with that? And that person is making a reasonable attempt to reconcile in the tone, we build and we go. And you ain't even got to be friends with them after. Now, I said I'll reconcile with people. Don't mean I'm going to build with them. They're going to be my friend. But I can forgive a man. I can reconcile as long as he's willing to atone and see the error of his ways and move forward. We go. Shit, we forgave our oppressor. If we can forgive our oppressor, we living in a country that colonized us. And we can forgive them. I damn sure can forgive a black man and black woman for some words on the gram or some silly Instagram trolls or silly little campaigns. I can. But But that's the level of growth and heights of where we got to go. But I want to let you guys see my heart and who I am. Not who they say I am, but who I am in real life. This is what I live by. Kingdom principles. So with that, my wife actually wanted to chime in and say a couple words. She's on my IG Live. Facebook, we're going to try to let you guys kind of see this somehow. But I just wanted to give y'all that, man. That's my message for us going on 2021. That's what we living on. J. Morrison Academy and the Morrison Group of Companies, we just going after this. Unity, justice, and repair. Like we've been doing. Like it's not changing. I'm going to try this over my shoulder, Gene, maybe.
Yep.
We not changing. This is what we on. Y'all, I don't care about me sweating. I don't care about none of that. That's what I do. God put me here to preach and teach. And I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. Can't nobody talk me down and tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. If you didn't come to the man first, you're wrong. Even if the man was freaking wrong. Those is principles. So anyway, Facebook, you might be able to see a little of this. I'm going to see if I can hop my wife told me she was going to hop in with us. Here she is. The Queen, Mrs. Ernestine Morrison. We'll wait for my queen to come on. And listen, my queen's so real. She the hardest on me out of everybody. She'll tell me the most when I'm wrong. We ain't them kind of people, bro. Like we ain't like she ain't gonna act ignorant and like Jay and have my back and I'm wrong. Listen, my black woman, my queen, is not gonna have my back and I'm wrong. She's gonna go make me apologize and reconcile. That part. We are connecting. My love.
Jay.
Hey, wifey.
Sorry, I needed 2 minutes. I need to find some clothes to put on. Oh, man. I have enjoyed. Can you hear me?
You said what? I hear you now. You said what? Go ahead. You said what?
Hey, my husband be sweating, y'all. He be sweating when he talks because he passionate.
Yes, I'm preaching. I ain't even teaching. I'm preaching.
Listen, that's the oil. That's the oil on your life. That's the oil on life. So we all watched Versus with Gucci Mane and Jeezy, right? And I read a lot of the comments where people are like, how could Jeezy let Gucci start with that song? And oh, if I was Jeezy, I would have reacted this way. And I would, oh man, Jeezy talking about real estate. What Jeezy showed every black man in America that day is that he had dominion over his emotions. When you said people have to have dominion over their emotions, I felt that in my soul because I said, for him to sit through that and still react with the level of poise and the level of grace and the level of maturity. And we've seen Jeezy grow. He wasn't always that mature because we're not saying we were just born mature. All of us can't come with our shit. But what the message he sent that day was, I have dominion over my emotions. So I'm not going to let this, you're trying to sing the song and throw the sneak disses, but I'm not going to let that affect how I emote, right? And what I'm hearing you saying is, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I've never been wrong. All I'm saying is, King, I'm trying for us to get to a level where we all have dominion over our emotions, where we don't lash out, where we don't act immature, where we don't gossip, we don't throw jabs, we don't sneak shade. What I'm saying is, pull up. That's the level of kingdom I want us to be at. That's the level of godliness I want us to be at. Pull up. Let's talk about it. I hurt you? Okay, I can apologize. How did I hurt you? But I can't apologize to you if I don't know what I did. I can't apologize to you. I can't better myself. And we talk about community, and black folks, we need to do this and we need to do that. We need to elevate. How can we elevate? I always say we cannot nation build until we can community build. And we cannot community build until we can relationship build. And those relationships starts with us. I can't go out to preach to a bunch of women and try to empower them if I can't even get past my high school grievance I had with a girl from high school or a girl who I was just friends with last year. That's fake. That's fake. Listen, like Jay said, Jay has a different level of grace right now that I have. It's fake. So if you can get online and preach and teach, and I'm a mentor and I'm a coach and follow my lead, but you can't have a one-on-one conversation with someone, you can't pull up, you can't have dominion over your emotions, where you don't lash out, where you don't gossip, where you don't try to drag a pregnant Black woman. If you can't have dominion over your emotions, you're not a leader. You're not. Who are you leading? You can't lead yourself. You can't lead your emotions. You don't have dominion over your own being. You cannot have dominion over me. You cannot have dominion over a platform, over a following, because you don't have dominion over yourself. It's toxic. And then we have the people who follow these people and think it's cool, because those people don't have dominion over their selves.
That's their community.
And I'm going to be the one to say it. It's fake. Not saying we're all perfect. I'm not perfect. I've had to grow to get here. I've had beefs with women and lashed out and went back and forth and gossiped. But I think we have to get to a level of emotional maturity and elevation. We all say we want to evolve. We have to evolve as a people in order for us to evolve as a community. We all say we want to evolve. What are your 4 E's, babe?
Evaluate, eliminate, evolve, execute.
Evaluate, eliminate, evolve, execute. Jay and I do that daily. And I check Jay. Just as she checks me. I'd be like, Jay, that wasn't right. You should call and apologize. And Jay may be like, he may fuss and he may battle and he may challenge me, but then he'll say, you know what? I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I'm trying to operate from the oil that God put on my life. You're right, babe. I will call and apologize. Oh, I will take that statement back. Or maybe I did say that a little off. Or maybe I didn't value that person as much as I should have. I can own that, because that's the level of kingdom that we operate from. And that's the level of kingdom and dominion that we want everyone else around us to operate from. I don't want to be around anybody who can't operate out of that level of elevation. I don't want you in my life. I don't. It's just like you said earlier, iron sharpens iron. You got to be iron to be around me, because if you're not, you'll get cut. Period. So to any man, like you said, I love the saying you said earlier, Insta man. Any Insta man who doesn't have dominion over their emotions enough to pull up, who doesn't have dominion over their emotion enough to have a face-to-face conversation, to give you the respect, the same respect that you've shown all of these people who you've helped build, groomed, who you've poured into. Not that you're perfect, because you're not.
Nope.
You're damn sure not. You have your faults. But I've witnessed you pour into people. I've witnessed you watch people, teach them how to speak in front of a crowd. I've watched you showing someone how to tie a tie and put on a suit. I've watched you say, hey, don't put on a do-rag for this video. You know, we're trying to elevate. Pull your pants up, put a belt on. When we do this video, I want you to pull your pants up and put a belt on for this video, because we're trying to elevate our people. I've watched that. I've witnessed that. Not that you're perfect, because you're not. I want to be very clear. You're not. But I've watched you pour into people. I've watched you pour the oil off your life onto people. And those very same people who cannot face you. Those very same people who preach and preach and preach and teach and teach and teach a lot of the same shit that you taught them, can't pull up and say, hey, brother, you hurt me. I was hurt. I do it, and it hurts. I'm like, you know what, girl? You hurt me. It's easy for me to gossip. It's easy for me to be like, girl, and this bitch, and this. That's easy. I don't do that, because that's the easy route. It's the easy route. And I'm not perfect. Who, Lord knows I'm not perfect. I've had my faults. I have my faults. But the level where I'm at now, the level of elevation, the 4 E's, I want that for our people. And I know you want that for our people. We can't get there. We can't get there if we can't have a relationship. And relationship doesn't mean we're best friends. We have to be best friends, because we don't. But why do we have to be enemies? Why do we have to have discourse? Why do we have to have nasty energy? I can love you and love you from afar. I can applaud you and applaud you from afar. Why? I've watched you from 2017 pour into people, hundreds of thousands of people, whether they be online. I've watched you stay up, and I'm like, babe, come to sleep now. It's wife time. It's girlfriend time. It's whatever we were at the time. It's that time. And I've watched you say, no, I got to finish this, because you're working on a course, or you're working on a message, or you're up tweeting what Black men, what we should be. And I watched you do it. It's in you. It's not a fake. It's not a gimmick. It's not a game. I literally have am I lying? We've gotten to where I'm like, can you get off the phone, please? And you're like, I'm on Instagram answering these people's questions. And I'm like, oh my God, but it's me time. I've seen you pour into people so much. And I've seen some of those same people think that you made it because you made it look so easy, take the shit and run with it. And that's fine too. But what they don't know is it's your calling. It's the anointing on your life. It's the oil on your life. It's the God in you. You can't take that from me. You can't take what I have. It's in me.
You could do fake corner classes like me and all that.
But mock corner class tomorrow. Call it the corner class. Call people kings and queens. You can do it all, but you don't have the oil. You may have your oil, but you don't have my oil.
You went silent. You said what? You hear me? Honey, you went silent. But yo, that's some words from my wife. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
She may have muted us.
You mute yourself? I haven't heard. Nope, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Want to log back in? She's going to request back in. Peace, Facebook. Thank you guys for just participating in this. Listen, I told you, it's not my words, it's my works. Since 2012, I've attempted political parties. I've written books. I've held 24-hour corner classes. I've been to prisons, detention centers, high schools, porta people, corners, everything. It's just my walk. It's my walk. Started funds. It's not for me. It's all for us. It's all solutions for us. Solution attempts for us. Let me see if wifey came back in. She got to request me. But I appreciate y'all for logging on. I'm not going to hold you all night. This wasn't said with any malice at all. I know it was some strong words, but they true words. I'm not lying. I'm not trolling. Like, yo, we got to level up. Let me let the queen finish off. Hold on. Go ahead, queen.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. My friend Tequila tried to call me and I couldn't get back over. I don't even know where I was, but you know, what I want to say is it's all love from this side, from the Morrison side. It's all love. It's all love. But there's been such a level of disrespect, and we're tough. I'm a fighter. I'm a straight soldier. My husband's a straight soldier. We can take it all. But what's hurtful is it's not just hurtful to us personally. It hurts our families, it hurts our employees, and it hurts us as a people. And if we're saying we are beacons of motivation, love, light, and hope for our people, then it's hurtful to all of us. And it should be hurtful to you guys. Period. If you have a problem with someone, go to that person. If you have an issue with someone, go to that person. And if you are not the type of person who wants to be that direct, fine. So just keep it to yourself.
Right. If you can't do it, then
one of the first things we learned in kindergarten, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. We learned that at 5 years old.
These men 45 years old. And 30.
And I'm not even directing this message just to anyone specifically. It's to all of us. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And if you're going to be bold enough to say something, and I implore you to, if you're going to be bold enough to say something, say it to my face. Pull up. Say it to my face. That's it. I'm emotionally mature enough because I have dominion over my emotions. I don't know about you guys. I have dominion over mine. I can be mature enough to say, oh, okay, I didn't know I hurt you. I apologize. You're right. I was wrong. I'll send you a public apology. I'll send you a private apology, however you want it. I was wrong. I can be woman enough to say that. And so can Jay. I've heard Jay say, you know what, babe, you're right. I was wrong. But how can I tell you I was wrong if you can't pull up? If you can't have a conversation? If you can't call me directly? If you can't text me directly? If I'm chasing you? How can I grow as a woman? You should want to see me grow. If you want to see me grow, you want to see your brother grow, you want to see your sister grow, tell them, hey, these are the things I think you probably need to work on because this is how you hurt me and this is how I've seen you hurt other people. I want to be better. Let me know. I tell my friends all the time. I do check-ins with my friends. How can I be better? Did I say this wrong? Was I wrong when I did this? This is a weekly conversation with my friends. Was I wrong when I did that? And then they're like, yeah, you was wrong. And I'd be like, damn, you're right. Thank you, sister, because what you just poured into me is making me better. And now I can be a better example for all the millions of women who I say I want to be better for.
And let me say this, pulling up ain't doing a PR stunt. That's not pulling up. Hiring 5 security guards and doing a PR stunt to try to get your name out there by leveraging our name, that's not pulling up. Pulling up is answering, I'm talking about one situation particularly because they're saying that they pulled up. So yeah, somebody came to the Black House while we weren't here and I was coming out of surgery. But the same person several months before they came to the Black House got invited personally with trip paid for, man to man, to pull up and didn't pull up.
Nope.
They pulled up antics.
Offered to pay for it. Offered to pay for it. Didn't pull up.
King, I'll pay your travel, King.
Wouldn't pull up.
One-on-one, pull up.
Wouldn't pull up.
Antics.
But it's easy to pull up with security and cameras. But you still didn't come to the you still didn't. What did you get? What point did you get across? It was publicity. It was attention. You didn't come to build. You came to destroy. There's a difference. I'm not a destroyer. I'm a builder. Jay's a builder. I can pull up to destroy. Oh, trust me, we can take it back there. Y'all don't want me to go back there to that person because I can definitely pull up to destroy. But that's not what we want to do. I want to pull up to build. How did I hurt you? How can we fix this? I'm sorry. I apologize. Genuinely, how can I make it better?
And the person, I'm talking about everybody now, this is a universal lesson. You got to be willing to take your accountability as well. Because many times you want somebody to apologize to us, but we don't want to acknowledge our wrong in a situation. And that goes both sides. You got to be willing to acknowledge you're wrong. But we here for it. This rest period, the last 5 months, y'all got it. Y'all got leverage off my name and our name. I know we a great campaign. I know. You mentioned us.
Quite frankly, listen, like Jay said earlier, Jay's at a different level of grace right now than where I'm at. Because some of y'all, I'm not going to forgive, but I can have peace. No, let me take that back. I can forgive, but I'll never forget. And that gives me peace.
Simple
and guess what? You're welcome. Just to all the clout, the attention, the followers, the dollars, the revenue that drove off of my name, my child's name, my husband's name, you're welcome. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You're welcome.
That's a fact. Hey. So anyway, thank you, honey, for chiming in. You got any last words? I'm going to close out.
I think the most powerful thing you said is have dominion over your emotions. And it's not even just about situations like it's not even just situations like this where there's discourse. Having a dominion over your emotions with yourself. That's why so many of us, including myself, suffer from anxiety sometimes. You have anxiety or you're overthinking or you lash out when you and your spouse get into an argument. And you're like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. Damn, I went too hard. Because you don't have dominion over your emotions. And if you don't know what dominion means, I'm going to need us all to go truly understand what dominion means. To have dominion over your emotions so you don't lash out, so you don't hurt people, so you don't get hurt. It's to protect you as well and to protect others around you. Have dominion over your emotions. If you have a problem with someone, take that issue up with that someone. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. That's the power of it all. It's the power of the tongue. And if you don't know me, you know my tongue is powerful. It's powerful. Have dominion over your tongue too, because that's going to lead to having dominion over your emotions.
And someone in the comments made a really good point, a simple point. There's two sides to every story.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I know. And we know, and those two sides should be the one that's correcting the story.
Absolutely.
It's the two sides.
And we invite the sides. In
all walks of life. So this is not about any one particular person, thing, or situation. It's about principles. It's about community core values.
Yeah.
The community core values this is why this is a teaching moment. It's not a gossip moment.
Yep, absolutely.
We're talking about principles to even talk about our wrongs, but to tell the community. It's about core values. As if you have a grievance, you go with an open mind to go satisfy that first. And we've done that at every trip without ignorance, without clout chasing and attention in mind.
Absolutely.
Without cowardice. That's kingdom principles. And that's the community that we rock with. All the other stuff, y'all can have that over there.
Yeah.
Y'all find out later. We love you. We pray for you. Like, you'll have your time to evolve. But that's true grown person principles. And if you can't do that, otherwise, wrong.
I don't want. I also want to say this because I don't want this to be like, oh, it's a holier than thou moment, because it's not. It took work to get here, and it's still not like we've arrived. It's a daily struggle for me. It is. I can't speak for Jay. It's a daily struggle to be like, you know what? Let me be emotionally mature. Let me have to dominion over my emotions. Sometimes I just have to take a breath and I have to count to 10 and I have to say, okay, before I react to this, am I having dominion over my emotions? Am I going to respond to this with emotional maturity? Or am I going to be catty and petty and gossipy? Which one? Because it's my choice and I could be both. And I've been both. I've been all the way just gossipy and petty. I've been that. And it's a daily fight. And it's not a fight that I do for anybody but for me to be the best version of myself. Because I know when I'm the best version of me, I can be a better version for my husband. I can be a better version for my child. I can be a better version for the women who I claim I want to speak life into. And it's hard. It's easy to say, oh, fuck that person. Ooh, let me gossip. And then, and that's easy. I don't want to take the easy route. I want to go the harder route because I know the harder route is who I say I want to be. I know it's who God called me to be. I know it's the oil and the anointing on my life.
Amen.
People want to talk about leaders. That's real leadership. Since we're talking leaders, that's real leadership. And it hurts. And it's not easy. It's like it's daily homework. I'm like, oh, just because you do it good on Monday doesn't mean Tuesday you're just all good. Tuesday you got to wake up and do it again. Like, okay, Tuesday, yesterday was good. Monday was a good day. I had dominion over my emotions. I responded emotionally mature with all my issues. Now Tuesday I got to wake up and do it again. It's hard.
Hard work. It's hard work to evolve. Honey, I thank you. I appreciate you for gracing us and speaking life into us. I want to say to everybody, again, the live is about principles. The live isn't about going live with somebody. It's not that. Y'all missed the whole principle. It's not for the public. It's not for y'all. It's not all that. Go to your brother first. Everything I've talked about publicly, I've went to my brother first. Everything I've talked publicly with an open heart and an open mind. I'm talking about kingdom principles. I'm talking about repair and moving us forward. It's bigger than a situational circumstance. And I'm not going to allow my family to be extorted for someone to say, well, I disagree what we may owe, or disagree with what you owe me, or I think you owe, or you owe the other way, or whatever. And I'm just going to try to destroy you and destroy your legacy unless you pay me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's extortion.
I want to speak to that too. To anybody out there who thinks, oh, it's over. You can't destroy me. You can't destroy Jay, because God has a calling over here. There's an anointing over here at the Morrison household. So the show goes on per usual. Whoever leaves and comes back, and whoever's on the path for the season or a reason, whatever, it doesn't change. It doesn't stop what God already ordained. It doesn't stop what God already ordained. The wheel's still spinning. The train is still going, because there's an anointing over here. There's anointing over my life. There's a calling over Jay's life. So you can't stop. One monkey don't stop no show. Please believe it. This train is still going to go. It's going to keep going.
And quite frankly,
it's going to keep going.
And quite frankly, as people don't abide by these principles, they're not supposed to be in our life anyway.
You weren't supposed to be there.
We're not even cut from the same cloth. We don't operate the same.
And it's not even like, and I'm not even speaking specifically to anyone in particular, but it's no bad blood. Like, some people are with you for seasons. Yeah. And it's been a great season, and we're grateful for those seasons. And when that season ends, hey, that was part of God's plan. But guess what? My train's still not going to stop. The mere fact that any one man, any one person, any one human being thinks they have the power to stop your train, to stop you, is laughable.
To stop what God called you to do.
God wrote this show over here. Now, when God says he's ready for it to stop, then that's when it'll stop. But until then, it's going to keep going, baby. It's going to keep going. Fruitfully, plentifully, bountifully.
But listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Honey, I'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Give Kobe a kiss for me.
I will.
All right. Gene, real quick, I'm going to close out. Guys, appreciate y'all, man. We go this way real quick. Quick closeout. My biggest closeout, really, I don't got a lot of words. My biggest closeout is I love us and I love y'all. And I see past our faults and I see our needs. Like I see the hurt, I see the trauma, I see the brokenness, and I see the lack of emotional dominion. And I've been there too. And people say, well, what if it gets physical? It'll never have to get physical when you have dominion over your emotions. How do countries bomb each other and then sit down and have conversations after they killed women and children of each other's country and countrymen? It's being civilized enough to have dominion over your emotions. We cannot evolve as a people until we reach that height. That's all I hope to do. And if I offended anybody in this message, I apologize if I offended you. But if it was an offense, double check that it was also truth that was said in what I said. Truth. Wasn't lying in what I said. And again, I'm open for my brothers and my sisters. I'm open. And I'm cool. Not just on Instagram, I'm an Instaman. I'm a king man. In real life, we always could build. We can have the tough conversations. That shit evolves us. That strong, tough, I really don't want to talk that evolves us. I've been there, so I've grown in real life. So I love y'all. I can hold you all night, man. Happy New Year to everybody. We got so much coming in JMA in the new year, new legacy. We're just growing. I'm evolving. Look who I was in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I was a different person. Last year, different person. Always evaluate, eliminate, evolve, execute. If you're about real solutions, like I'm telling you, have a track record of at least attempting to get done the big things we all say we want to get done by God's grace. If you're about that, please join our community. Text this number 404-737-5751. That's 404-737-5751. It's a private text community. I hop on there, and we just building. We're trying to come up with solutions to add in value. Thank you, King Gene, for
Dividend Day.
All right. Oh, all TREF investors. TREF Talks is going to be Wednesday, January 6th. We have an update on Dividend Day. Again, when we're quiet, we're working. We have an update on Dividend Day. I wonder what they're going to say after Dividend Day. I wonder what it's going to be then next. Right? So Dividend Day is coming soon. Our whole team's been working hard. Thank you all for your partnership, your love. It's the solution, our unity, our justice, and our repair. But we can't do none of that if we can't relationship build. If we can't have reconciliation, if we can't have dominion over our emotions, especially I'm talking about black men. That immaturity kid stuff is corny, leading people wrong. I once was a 22-year-old that was led wrong. A 25-year-old led wrong. You're supposed to be a mature man, a leader, an influencer, and you're operating outside these principles. Maybe for your community, that's right. In my community, that's wrong. We don't operate like that. Let's not raise our kids and our next generations with principles we know better than. Let's make ourselves proud, our ancestors proud. Man, peace out. Love y'all. Thank you, Facebook. Share this, comment, like this, Instagram, share this. We'll see y'all soon. Happy New Year's. Be safe. Peace.